Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. So for today, I wanted to talk about 10 eyeshadow palettes that I almost skipped on. Like holy moly, I almost missed it, but these are the 10 in my collection that I have, and I'm so thankful that I do have them. So first, I want to start off with the one that inspired today's video. So this one is from Melt. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. I call this the Butterfly palette, okay? I got this during Sephora's recent savings event that they did, and I kept going back and forth. Like, it sat in my cart for like a good 2 days, and I finally was like, girl, buy it. The next day, it said, this palette is unavailable at Sephora anymore. I was like, I'm so glad I got it, because a long time ago, Melt did a huge sale on their website, and I actually skipped it then, and then it was gone. But it recently popped up on Sephora, and I got it for a discount. I love butterflies. Obviously, they're everywhere in my little beauty area, but I don't know, there's something about this color story. Whenever I reach for colorful shadows, I tend to do like the blues or orange greens, and they tied it in with these neutrals. So like, this is a perfect color story for me. Typically I don't reach for these larger palettes, but I just had to have it because I have fallen in love with Melt this year. I know that everyone's kind of stepping back from Melt, but they used to be like all the hype, the rave, but I recently have picked up a lot of Melt shadows, and I love them. So I'm so happy that I finally have this in my collection. It's definitely beautiful. I have not tested it out, so I can't attest to the formulation, but I'm definitely glad I have it as far as like collectors go. And obviously, I don't know, there's just something very aesthetically pleasing about that palette. So next, let's talk about the Natasha Denona Gold palette. I completely missed it. Like, it was gone. Like, literally, you could not buy this on her website or at Sephora. It was gone. I picked this up on Poshmark for like $60, maybe $70, and I thought, I was so ecstatic. Like, I was so happy, guys. I missed it completely. It was gone, and then I was just scrolling and I found it. I literally could not believe it. I'm so glad I have it because this is such an amazing neutral palette. Perfect for the holidays because of these sparkles. I reach for this every holiday because I love me some neutrals with like some sparkly shadows, you know what I'm saying? So definitely, like, I'm so happy to have it in my collection. Is it necessary? No, but it's really nice, and it's just like an iconic palette. And like, we need a midi size. Like, I'm so confused. Every time she launches something new, I'm like, oh, nope, that's not what I wanted, but okay. Anyways, next, let's move on to Odin's Eye. This is the Merry Christmas palette. I know, right? Everyone wanted these, but I was like, I don't need it. And then I saw Patty Alonso. She did a review, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need it. And it was like a few days after it had even launched, and I was still able to pick it up. I'm so glad I did because this is my favorite Odin's Eye palette. Yeah, I cannot believe I almost missed it. As soon as I checked out, like, I don't know if it was that evening or the next day, gone. Gone, period. Couldn't get it. I do regret not getting the Christmas Eve, I believe, but that had a lot of blues. But this one especially, I almost was like, girl, I don't need it. I'm not going to get it. I'm so glad I did because this is my absolute favorite Odin's Eye palette, and I love the undertones in here. I love how unique it is. It looks a little scary, but I'm telling you, there's something so special about these shimmers in here. Anyways, can't get it anymore. But I almost missed it, and it literally, like, now looking back, I'm like, whoa, girl, don't hold back when it comes to Odin's Eye because they mean limited edition. This one is from Glaminatrix. This is the Nocturnal palette, and this was available for a long time, and I was like, yeah, I don't need it. I don't know. And then they were like, we only have 200, or was it 50? They only had a few left, and I jumped on it and I got it. I'm so glad that I did because this palette is so unique. I love every look that I get. It just stands out. It's such an amazing palette. I love their formulation. I love the shimmers, the mattes. I love how special it is. I cannot believe for so long I was like, I don't want it. I don't need it. I have other palettes. And the packaging, it's just like, y'all know how Adept, like, their packaging is very luxe. This is like that same really uniqueness, and it kind of feels like the Natasha Denona Gold palette as far as like this foam right here. Love it. Cannot believe I almost skipped on it. Okay, now let's talk about Mother Pat McGrath Labs. Okay, Utopian Dream. This was my first Big Daddy, my first mothership, and for so long I was like, I don't need it. It's too expensive. But everyone raved about it, and I wanted it so bad. So she eventually had a sale. My husband bought it for me. I cannot believe for so long I did not. I was like, I don't want it. I'm not paying that for eyeshadow. They're so good. Now, all motherships are not made the same, but this one, I'm so glad that I finally got it, because for so long I was like, I don't want that. I don't need it. It's too expensive. Nothing can be that good or worth it. I'm not saying pay full price for this, but I'm very thankful that I do have it in my collection. It is really, really nice. And it's extra special because I went without it for so long. Now, let's talk about a drama palette right here, Subculture from ABH. For so long, this isn't available anymore. I picked this up at TJ Maxx. I'm not going to say love it, because it's a little tricky to work with. I love the color story of it. I feel like this was well launched before its time. I feel like all these grungy tones with the neutrals, with the shimmers. I adored the color story of this palette. Is it the most easy to blend? No, it's not. But every time you get a really pretty look that you can't just go dupe out in your collection, it's super nice. And I think it launched well before its time. I love it. And I cannot believe I actually completely missed it. Kind of like the Natasha Denona Gold. Like, couldn't get it anymore. And I found this at TJ Maxx. I was like, you're coming home with me. Anyways, I really do enjoy this palette. So I'm just like, I can't believe I almost I literally was like, nope, I'm not getting it. Next, this is from, actually, you know what? I'm going to save this one. I'm going to save it for last. I want to talk about the What's Up Beauty palette, the Geodes palette. This had been out for a while, and for whatever reason, I just didn't, I don't know, I was like, I don't need it, you know, it's been out for a long time, it's not new, you know. I cannot believe I passed on it for so long, because this brand is so underrated. The little palette, okay, let me just start with that. It is so nice and like aesthetically pleasing because it's a nice size. So like, here's the ABH palette. It's a little bit smaller, it's compact, and the formula is nice. The shimmers are sparkly. They are really nice, unique as far as like their texture goes. They just glide on. I love the mattes. The mattes in here probably stand out the most. They're really unique as far as like the undertones. I just love like the dusty mauve. This is like a green gray, and then we got that beautiful mustard yellow. I adore this palette. Neutral, like the cool tones of it. I can't believe that I passed on it for so long. I'm very excited that I have it. Now this one is from Huda Beauty, the Rose Quartz palette. I got this a year after launch. I love this palette. Like, it is so good. The mattes in here are lovely. This is the only Huda palette that I currently have in my collection. I've decluttered the rest. This is such a lovely palette. I have fair skin, and it complements my fair skin so well. I love the different, it's very versatile. You can go super light to super deep. I love how you can get neutral looks, colorful looks, kind of like a mid-tone looks. I adore this palette. It's so nice. And this is one where I'm like, I cannot believe like when it launched, I was like, nope, I'm not spending that. Anyways, I got it on sale during her Black Friday the next year. I love it so much, and it's just so special to me. Every look is just like elevated in a way. Okay, this one is from Acevete, the Tropical Vibes palette. I bought this on a whim. The color story is what made me fall in love with it. And I passed on it for so long, and it's kind of like the What's Up Beauty palette. It wasn't new. I didn't need to buy it, but like, I always wanted it, and I almost completely skipped it. I was like, kind of like these two. I was like, they're not new. I'm not going to buy them. What? Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. I adore this color story. I like the formula. It's fine. The shimmers are just like okay. They're nothing to like, you know, lose your mind over. The mattes are really colorful. They blend easy, beginner friendly. I like them. I'm so glad that I got this palette. This is my only palette I currently own from this brand, but I skipped on it for so long, and finally I just broke down one night on the internet, and I was like, add to cart, you're coming home with me. Okay, so this is the best for last, guys. This is a Metropolis. I was heartbroken. I wanted this palette for so long. Everyone raved about, like, this is the best Natasha Denona formula that we have ever seen. You have to have it. And I just waited and waited because it was so expensive. And, like, this was one that would never go on sale. And then during the Sephora sale one year, I added it to my cart, and I was going to wait the next day until payday. yeah, payday came and this baby was gone. Not just like sold out, but gone. Never saw it again. And then finally, she actually launched this on her website and I snagged it like without hesitation. I pounced on this palette. The most expensive makeup product I've ever bought is right here. This is her in all of her glory. Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's beautiful. The formula is amazing. Do you need it? No, but I don't know. There's just something that this palette called to me. I love the earthy tones. And I think it's that feeling of like you want it, but you can't have it. That was really messing with me. And then finally it became available. And I've been talking about it for so long. And then it finally came back. So definitely this in the gold. We need a midi size, like the medium. Why is she not releasing those yet? Maybe her next launch? I've been saying that for years. But maybe, guys. Maybe we'll see it again. But definitely, this is what inspired today's video because I almost missed it. Let me know of a palette in your collection that you completely almost missed and you were so thankful that it's finally here in your collection. I just thought this was super fun, lighthearted video, and it's just so funny how makeup, like, it pulls at our heartstrings, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's going to do it wherever you are in the world. I hope you're doing well. I hope that you are healthy, happy, and safe. Stay beautiful. Bye, guys.